Good morning, is it from Sister's Lab? I was now so excited. I ran to my room, washed my face, put on my lipstick, just so that I can come and show you what I feel the urge to do right now. So I am having a fantastic experience with this art experiment. I cannot tell you, I think I am now at my 8th, 9th, 10th painting. So it is just amazing how it is just unfolding. So this morning I was sitting, I got up quite early, that's not my norm, and I was sitting on my couch watching the Australian Open, and I just felt, you know what, let me do that doodle thing that I've learned and done these last month or something. I don't know what you call it. I will put it in the link. But it is where you just make a lot of lines and then you just color in all these little blocks or circles or whatever with different patterns, with different things. So I thought, you know what, let me try that with my scene. So I just sat there and started. I must say, I had absolutely no idea how to actually do it. But look at that. So I usually, when I did it in the past, just made a lot of lines and scribbles and then just started to color them in. And but that it wasn't a scene. So to get that into a scene, I had no idea how to do that. So on top, I just did some lines. You know, I just sat there and I watched my reference photo and just did the mountain range. Then I did my little houses, because I mean, that is the second thing. Coxcomb mounted and the little houses and my 3 things, cactuses in the front. So I did that, but the rest I was just scribbling. There where there were supposed to be plants, I was just going like this, and then it was one huge mess. But I thought, you know what, I'm now just going to start coloring it. So I used my Koki pens. I don't know what you call that things. It's just, we call it Koki pens. And I don't know if it's a Sharpie or what you call it, but so I just started, and look at that, and I am absolutely blown away. I have no idea how I got it like that. It was amazing. That's what I say. This experiment is all about use what you have and what I've learned over the last 2 years and apply that and see how my scene is going to unfold. So this was absolutely amazing. Perhaps I'll show you how I did it in a next video. But then last night, I was just sitting last night and I just thought, you know what, I haven't done my charcoal yet. So I went and fetched a piece of charcoal and voila, blah, blah, blah. I did a charcoal one. I mean, that was crazy. But what led me to my painting of today was this one. Remember where I was just really messing around on the page? In my previous video I showed you, my art video, I was just making marks with my pencils. And then after the pencils, I added some ink. And after the inks, I added some bleach. And I let that dry. And then I was just adding big pieces, gluing pieces of my jelly plate art just onto this randomly. I didn't even think of this reference photo. I was just playing. There you can see the ink and the jig coming through. That was a big piece of yellow that I blob there, glued there. So how then did I get it like this? So then I said, once again, I was too lazy to get my acrylic paints. So I took my gouache. That is what it, how you say it, I'm still not sure. Gouache, whatever. It's the water paint. Just something a little bit different. It stays wet. It goes wet again. As soon as you use gouache and it dries and I go on with my water again, it will become runny again. That is actually the big thing about that. But you know what? Then I decided I'm going to use my palette knife. I love this thing. This thing is my favorite thing. And I've actually lost it a little bit because of all the other techniques that I've been learning and doing. So this one, I haven't used this in a long while. And that is, I started using that and just smearing and scratching and applying all the colors with this to get this beautiful one. Isn't it awesome? And then as I was sitting there on my couch now, trying to get my blogs on Instagram up to date, because I am sharing each of these one with a blog that then goes onto my Instagram and then onto my Facebook, just to show the differences. It's more for me. I love blogging, Pinterest, whatever, Instagram, Facebook, for me. My photos and everything that I put up, it's for me. It's easy for me. I love it. Putting it up there, describing my journey, my art journey, my life journey, whatever. It's like a diary for me. I don't care who watches or who doesn't watch. I don't have anything to hide. I'm an open book. So I do it there because I love going back and looking and seeing. So I am trying to keep that up, that blogging, because I'm going so fast with this, and then I've got my life, and then I do new things, and it's just going so excitedly. So this morning, after I did that one thing with the scribbles, I said, I think I'm now done. You know, really, I don't have anything else that I actually want to do. And then, as I was writing the blog about this previous one with the palette knife and the gouache, I got so excited, and I said, it's time for my acrylics and my palette knife. I am now just gonna quick demonstrate, not demonstrate, I'm gonna do it. You're just gonna watch, because whether I do it and you watch, it's, oh my goodness. And there, my white is once again so tight that I cannot open it. And my other one is up. Let me just knock it on the paving, because I don't know where my, this is the pearl white. I don't really want to work with my pearl white. You see, the awesome thing with this experiment also is I'm really actually planning less than I usually do. Usually I plan a little bit. So I did draw my little scene onto my paper, but actually I didn't look on the reference photo, because after 10 times I now kind of know how this scene looks, and I really don't care if it is exactly the same. It's just a reference photo, and now I am just making it my own. So usually when I do, in the past, I do my palette knives and my acrylic paints, I will wet my canvas pad, because I like the runniness of it. I don't want it too thick I mean, I apply lots of paint later, but I love the start where my base coat is just nice and flowy. So now I'm just cleaning my palette knife here. So there's my first layer. Really, you saw I wet it and then there I went with it. Usually I use 3 colors in my acrylics because then you get the shading automatically. But here I was now just using 1. So let me go for the purple. I'm gonna, and what I also do, one thing is I use the 3 colors. Second thing, I start at the back and move and work my way forward. With the back, I mean, I did the sky. Now I'm gonna do the back of the mountain range. So you see, once again, I'm just using my palette knife and I am just smearing it onto the paper. Look how beautiful it is. So at first I wanted to go and get a canvas pad and A4 canvas pad and then just do that, but then I thought, no, my experiment is actually all about using different art materials but on this paper. So I thought, no, I am just gonna go for it and just gonna do it on this art paper as well, because this paper is actually for acrylic as well. So there you see I'm going with a new color and I'm really just doing the second mountain range, not thinking. And look where it goes over the purple, the brown, how beautiful it is looking. It's coming through. I'm just wanting it a little bit more wet. Now the yellow is also coming through and I am just cleaning it once again here at the bottom. So there you can see, I'm just showing you closely. So it's my purple at the back. Now it's my brown. And now the thing is still dirty. So even there I got some of the yellow on and some. Then I remember the scene. There was kind of greens there. So then my green started to come. So I always say, now I go for my second layer. First layer first, I cover my whole canvas, or now in this case my piece of paper. And I just make sure that it's covered in with my first layer. So I try not to go over the little houses. I really want to keep them nice and white. So once again, just make sure that my mountain ranges, my little things, they are standing out there. I don't really know exactly how it looks, but I don't care. Once again, just cover and clean my palette knife at the back. So there you can see my green. So first layer, then my purple, then my brown, then my green. So when you come for an art workshop, this is exactly what I teach you on a huge A1 canvas. It's how to do this. So then I saw on the scene, it's really the yellow ochre. The yellow ochre was this, a lot of this bottom area was yellow ochre. My thing is now once again a little bit dry, so I am just applying some water, but look at that, even just the water. Oh, I love this. I absolutely love this. So there is now my second layer. This is a little bit too wet now, and now because I just jumped in without, and I'm not sitting at my little thing where all my art supplies is in front of the TV, because I only took this out that I am using now. So now I don't have something to just dry off the excess water. So I am running into a bit of a interesting thing here. But I'm just going. So this paper is for multimedia. So you can use whatever multi things. So you can use water on it, water paints, mixed media, that's what you call it. You can use mixed media. I'm just going with this little ochre into my sky, and just look at this. There's my bottom. There's my bottom part. I'm taking another green just to add here and there, because okay, there was a tree, so I'm going with put my tree here on the side, and then I'm just gonna tip tip the greens here and there, a little bit of green. Oh, this is lovely. This is me. This is all coming back. This is what I did. Acrylic on acrylic pad. This is now paper, but I did acrylic on canvas or acrylic pad, canvas pad, or huge canvases. First I started off with paintbrushes, and then I went into started doing it with a palette knife. So look at this. I really just touched my palette knife there at the bottom, and it is absolutely gorgeous. So now this is my first layer. Everything is covered now, so this is my first layer. Now I am just going for my accent things, and that is the little blue cactuses here in the front, garingpale. I still have no idea what you call that, but just look at the palette knife, how awesome. How easy and awesome this is. Little one there at the top. Okay, I should have done my little house first, because now the house is actually behind. So I have been doing acrylics for, I'm just gonna put a little hint here. I always say colors need to call each other. No, let me just make it a larger one, because why not? This is my scene. I can change it a little bit. I can go and just plant a little thing there in my mind. So I just go with the blue, and I'm just adding it there in my mountains. Can you see my scene coming along? Think like a child. That's another thing that I always say. Just think like a child. Just go for it. Just enjoy. So now I'm going to go for my little house. I need to put my glasses on for that. So the little braai place here, chimney, all of these houses have a place where they make their food. So that is the little chimney for that. Great. And once again, don't worry. That was so difficult for me in my beginning of my art journey. I wanted everything to be perfect. I wanted it to look exactly like the reference photo, and it was so stressful. So now I no longer care. I just go for it. So there's my white. And I'm also not going very thick with the white because the houses had lots of brown pieces in. That one is a little bit. And now I just use a little bit of white here and there. It's always awesome to just have some white here and there. Just when you look in nature, there's always the sun shining. There's always lighter areas. I am now not even thinking about where the sun is coming from and blah, blah, blah. I am just playing, adding some white and things to my trees and bushes here at the front. Some white. I'm adding different greens. There's many, many shades of greens. Use my palette knife in different ways just to make some different marks. I am really not overthinking this. I am just enjoying myself. So there's in this blue cactuses, they actually more, more white pieces in. So now I'm just adding some white. And once again, my only thing is, and I think that is all people who create, artists, I tend to overwork. When I look back, I think, oh, I should have stopped here, I should have stopped there, and blah, blah, blah. So I really don't want to make this a big thing. So this is my black. I'm just adding it here on my little door. Just a hint of a, oh, the little roof there. There's my roof. Just tip, tip, tip. There always shades. So I will work on this a little bit more, but you really don't have to see how I continue with this. But just look, I'll show you now. I'm just adding little bits of yellow. There's always yellow flowers there in that area when it's blooming season. Just look at the beautiful yellow that I'm putting in here. You just tip, tip, tip. You just add it here. The black is gorgeous. Just some darker patches in my, especially underneath, because there's always some shade underneath the plants. Oopsie, my little tree. Enjoy it. Be like a child. I'm gonna just make some. Oh, that is a little bit black there, but add a little bit of white there for a little bit of white flowers. Tip, tip, tip. And there I have it. Look at this. Isn't it gorgeous? Just a little scene. I'll most probably use my white pen or my black pen to later just make it a little bit more neat, a little house. But this now first needs to dry before I can do that. And there is, I don't know what pencil is this. For all the South Africans out there. Kaapse Provinsiale Administrasie. So this pencil, it must be 70 years old. When my parents were young people, you know, in their 30s, 40s, I mean, that must have been 1940, 50s, 60s. That is when these pencils were used in the provincial offices. So I have no idea where this comes from, most probably from my parents or one of the charity shops where I just buy randomly stuff. But this is very funny. Kaapse Provinsiale Administrasie. In English, it's Cape Province Administration. So there is where this pencil is coming from. And I have just used it here on my little things. And I think it is hilarious. I mean, can you believe that? Look at that, just that little pencil that I just make little bits of marks there, just where they step out the little stoop, and just randomly make marks there. As I say, this is just voila. Well, thanks that I can share my journey. And this is acrylic palette knife on ordinary art paper. I'll once again show you the paper. It's just a sketch pad for charcoal, brush, crayons, colors, sketch pencils, drawing pen and chalk. Ideal for acrylic, poster and watercolors. So this is what all these things that I am using. So you can do an acrylic painting beautifully on paper. I didn't even know that. As I said, for the first 15 years of my art journey, I only used acrylics, and I only used it the way that I was taught. A friend of mine, I wanted to make a large painting, and never did art before, and she did these art workshops, exactly what I was explaining now. She did it, and I haven't seen her in years. And the minute that I decided I want to make start doing art, I walked into her at a braai and asked her if she will help me. And because she was working also with her hands and lots of paints and wonderful, and she helped me. And then her assistant didn't want to do it anymore, so she got me. So I was assisting her, and we just worked. I just clicked. This was just so natural. It came natural to me. And then after that, she started teaching full time, and I started to do the workshops. This was one of my jelly plate prints that I haven't done something with. Remember the jelly plate previous video also, where I used jelly printing, plate printing, to create one of these artworks. So I just did an extra one, and I don't know yet what to do on it. So here you can see my progress. Isn't it awesome? This was the jelly plate one, where I used my oil pastels to get the little scene. So then I started with my art journey, and then that continued for 15 years until I got to an art workshop where I've learned about the inks and the bleaches and name it, what not. And my life changed. And now I am trying to find my puzzle again, my art puzzle, start building it again, because with all these new things I've learned, I am now so confused but happy. I'm very content. I'm very happy because I am learning and I am growing, and I am really being set free of preconceived ideas, of the stress of it needs to be perfect so that it can sell, and blah blah blah. Now I really don't care. If it sells, great. If it doesn't, great. Whatever. I just enjoy the unfolding and just seeing where this is going at this stage. And I must say, to me, what is really coming out through this experiment is my style. No matter what I use, you can see my style. I mean, I remember the first 10 years or so, I was so struggling to get my own style. And the thing is, it's not something that you know what it is, so you can work towards it. You have no idea. When I started my art journey, I thought, oh, I'm going to do lots of gluing and collages and abstract. And that is what I thought. And when I started doing it, I just couldn't do that. I am still struggling with abstract. For me, I want to see what this is. Even though it's very simple, is that the word? You can see it's a house and the Coxco Mountain. So that works for me. But just random thing like this, I mean, it's beautiful. And oh, this art that I see on YouTube and everywhere, it is absolutely magnificent. But to me, that's what I found out after I started on my journey, that abstract does not come naturally. And it's only now, after 15 years, 16, 17, 18 years, that I'm starting the collage thing. I've never even done that, gluing things, you know. So now I am absolutely loving gluing. My next video, one of you guys asked me to show how to use your jelly plate prints as a collage. Well, this is my first one and I love it. I will share it with joy how to do this. I'm actually not sure exactly how I did this, but as I said, I was just in the spirit and I was just tearing and gluing, and it ended up like this. So it's only now that I'm starting to experiment with my art and just have no preconceived ideas, nothing. I am just enjoying learning, but not even learning. I mean, with these things, as I said, I don't know, it is a very difficult kind of name, what they call this. I watched a couple of videos and I just started. I don't go into things very deeply. That is my thing, always. I look at a thing and then I go for it and I make it my own. So this is what happened with this as well. And I don't want to, it's not that I don't want to, I just cannot do it. I cannot become a master in one area. I've tried that. Then I realized this is not for me. I need to go with the flow of my creativity. As I said, I was making a dress 2-3 days back, and then I started doing this, and now I'm into this, and who knows when I'm gonna go back into creating my cloth is there to do my wraparound skirt with my tablecloth. So that's in the making, in my mind. But as I said, this morning I was planning to do the video about the collage, but I got so excited remembering my palette knife and thinking that I need to go and make a painting now with acrylics and my palette knife, that I did it, and it's so much joy. So I am learning to really go with the flow of what the life in me is leading me to do. When I get extremely excited about something and I can do it at that moment, I mean, it's not going to help if I'm extremely excited while I'm not at home. That's what I mean. So when the excitement is rising up for you to go and do something immediately, and you can, like I could do this morning, go and do it, because that is when you really experience the creativity and the life in you flowing through you. So thank you that I can share my journey. Love you lots. Thank you for all the comments and chatting to me and telling me your journey and everything. It's just awesome. And now I'm looking here and just look at this artwork. That is the back of that other thing. That is the back. And you can still see my little scene. Isn't it awesome? The two houses, the Coxcomb Mountain. It's awesome. That's why I say a sketchbook is the best thing ever. And as I said, I just bought this one a couple of months back. And when the urge came to start doing this, I had my book, and now I am really filling this up with the same scene, even on the back of the pages. It's just magical. Well, listen to your heart. Forget your mind telling you that you cannot do it and that you should do it this way or that way. Just go with your heart and with the flow of the life in you, and just enjoy living. Enjoy doing art, because it's all in the moment. What are we experiencing life in this moment, or are we living in the past or the future? Because life only flows now. Life is happening now. So you can either walk in the life, or you can miss life altogether, because life is only in this moment. That's what I am learning, and I am blown away by experiencing that truth. Love you lots, is it from Zetster's Lab. What will be my next step? I have no idea, but I am overflowing with joy after creating this. It's drying and it is absolutely gorgeous.